Practicing mindfulness has become a popular topic in recent times, but it is in fact an ancient practice over 2500 years old, taught by the Buddha and known to have many benefits. So, what exactly is mindfulness? Okay, let me ask you a question. Have you ever eaten lunch or dinner and at the end of your meal didn't even remember chewing a bite? Or gone to your neighborhood park and having reached the park didn't even remember walking there? This is because you weren't being mindful during your meal or during your walk, and instead were probably thinking of a dozen other things. Mindfulness is the practice of being aware and noticing what you're thinking, saying, and doing from moment to moment in a non-judgmental way. So, how do you practice mindfulness? There are two main ways you can practice it, and you should try to do both on a daily basis. The first is through dedicated mindfulness practice. This means practicing mindfulness and nothing else, which can be done by meditating. Meditating can be done in many positions like sitting, standing, and lying down, but here we'll focus on sitting meditation. Sit comfortably on the floor or on a cushion and relax your body. Close your eyes and, while breathing normally, focus your attention on your breath. I like to focus on where the air enters and leaves my body, my nose. So as I breathe in, I focus my attention on the coolness that I feel inside my nose as the air enters into it. And as I breathe out, I observe the heat I feel in my nose as the air is pushed out. There are other ways of focusing on the breath, such as how your chest or your tummy expand and deflate as you breathe in and out. You might think that observing your breath like this is an easy thing to do. In fact, it's not. You'll find that your mind will concentrate for a teeny bit on your breath, and then it will wander off and maybe start thinking about the French test you had yesterday or the party you're going to this weekend. So once you realize that your mind has wandered off, gently observe that your mind has wandered off and slowly bring your mind back to your breath. Keep on doing this as your mind wanders off, but always be gentle and kind with yourself and your mind. The more you meditate, the better you will become at observing the breath without having your mind wander off every 2 seconds. The second way you can practice mindfulness is through day-to-day mindfulness practice. This is where you try to practice mindfulness in whatever you're doing. So if you're eating a meal, don't eat it in front of the TV or read a book while you're eating. Observe how you pick up your utensil, how much food is on it, how the food feels and tastes in your mouth, and so on. If you're walking to the park, observe each step you take, how the ground feels beneath your feet, how your weight is distributed from one foot to the next as you walk, and what sounds you hear as you walk. The main practice of mindfulness is to be an observer of yourself and your surroundings. This can be especially difficult when it comes to emotions. When you're angry, it's very difficult to not let the anger take over and scream and shout. One method that I read about and I use to just observe and not get attached to my emotions is the pond method. So visualize a pond with all sorts of fish. The fish are your emotions. So there's a happy fish, a sad fish, an angry fish, jealous fish, selfish fish, anxious fish, jealous fish, kind fish, and so on. All these fish are swimming in the pond, and you are the pond. At any given moment, you may forget that you're the pond, and you may think you're one of the fish instead. Like when you get mad, that means you think you're the angry fish, but you're not. You're just the pond that holds these fish. Just like in real life, your mind is just the container that holds all of your emotions, and it is up to you to not let your mind forget that it is just the container and not any of those emotions. And if it does, that's okay. Just keep on reminding your mind, and soon it will remember more than it forgets, that it's just the container and not the emotions itself. So, practice mindfulness both as a dedicated meditation practice and also in your day-to-day activities, and soon you'll be an expert at just mindfully observing your emotions and not getting swept up in them. Try it out and let me know how it goes. I would love to hear from you. Write me an email to jammyspree@gmail.com. Share this video with anyone you think might benefit from it. And as always, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Never forget, you are your own superhero.